If you just got engaged and you're about to start reaching out to wedding venues to get their pricing, I'm going to walk you through all of the different pricing PDFs that you can expect to get. Because as you'll soon find out, barely anyone posts their pricing and none of their pricing is standardized. Okay, first up, and this is one of the most annoying ones, this is the let's get on a call before I share my pricing quote. So you reach out, you ask about the pricing, and they're like, I'd love to hear more about your vision before I share more. Even when you ask for more information, they still want to hop on a call to share more before just sharing the price. This was out of budget for me. Next, we have the email quote. So this is just all of your important information shared via email. It's not your long drawn out design pricing PDF, which I appreciate in a lot of ways. Here's another type, the handwritten quote. So this is something that you might get if you go for a tour and they give you a quote on the spot. So this is going to be all your variables filled in, which is useful because it's a lot more tailored to what you're actually looking for. It's not useful if you can only get it from going on a tour though. You're also going to come across the pricing matrix. So this is choose your own adventure pricing where you are going to have different prices depending on the day of the week, the season. It'll be your venue rental, food and beverage variant, and there might be a food and beverage minimum with that same seasonality. You'll probably come across this format a lot and it is pretty useful, but you'll have to do your own calculations to figure out what your price might be. Another quote type is the detailed estimate, which actually totals up all of your food and beverage, the fees, labor, staffing, and it gives you a total. It's not super common out of the gate, but if you do have a lot of interest in the venue or if you've gone on a tour, you can probably get this more detailed estimate. Another type of pricing document is the one that leaves you wanting more. So sometimes they'll list minimums and a range of pricing depending on season, but you're still not quite sure what exactly goes into those price ranges. Another quote type is the very detailed PDF that gives a ton of information, a ton of info about their menu, and their per person cost is in there. It just can be a little bit hard to find as you're scrolling through all of the different pages in this PDF. Another quote type is the one that gives you all of this information and they'll include the pricing at the end, but they kind of bury the most important part, which is that required minimum. So in this case, the minimum is $100,000, which you might not know just kind of glancing through the rest of the PDF. I think that sums up most of the major pricing PDF types that we see submitted through the Wedding Pricing Transparency Project. This is a crowdsourced database for couples to submit pricing PDFs that they've gotten, so future couples don't have to send a bunch of emails just to see the base pricing. For more videos on venue price breakdowns, as well as all of the ins and outs of wedding venue pricing, be sure to follow us. And head to tooltogether.com to see the venue pricing PDFs for more than 3,000 venues across the country.